Hey, tubies, this is Psychic Bob. It is so awesome to be back with you. Well, here we are, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means? Time for messages from the spirit world. And you guys have been wonderful sending in all your letters, and I'm so excited to get them and read them. Well, before we get into all the letters today, I thought I'd show you this. This is one of my new evil eye charms I got. You may have seen my video a few days ago on the evil eye. This one I found recently, and it's done in silver tone with crystals. Isn't that beautiful? And it really sparkles. Anyways, I'm crazy about the eye. I'm always wearing the eye. I believe in the eye. All power to the eye. Well, here we are. And, I got to say also thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's video, which was on the magic of the tarot. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. It's the video right before this one. And by the way, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but Psychic Bob has got to tell the truth. I made another mistake in yesterday's video. Well, the day before, I said there were 72 tarot cards, and there are 78. And in yesterday's video, I said there were 21 major arcana cards. There's actually 22. Because the first card starts with 0, the full card, and then the last card is 21, but actually there are 22 cards. So anyways, a shout out to Krista Roman, who enlightened me on that. Thank you, Krista. You're absolutely right. I always forget to count the 0 as the first card. So Psychic Bob and numbers, I don't do so well with that. But anyways, that's okay. I can't count or add, but hopefully I can channel spirits. I'm so glad you're here. Well, we got a lot of letters, but before we get into those, let's take a moment. Just settle down and let's attune to the spirit world. Okay. My spirit guide Fletcher's back here. He says hello to all of you. Our first letter today is from Stardust E7. Hello, Stardust E7. Stardust E7 says, Dear Bob, will my mom ever be happy? Can you help me to understand her because she has struggled in her earlier life? Could her struggles be past life issues? Hi, Stardusty. When I step into that energy around your mom, I pick up a few things. One is that she has a lot of anxiety issues. And I think that it actually goes back to childhood. I feel like she started off very early in an environment where there was a lot of instability, financial instability, maybe even some addiction issues. And I feel like her struggle started as a young child with fear of, not being grounded in her home life. I feel she has also separation anxiety from childhood because I pick up around her as if there was a rupture in the family that she still hasn't healed from. I think that in terms of her finding peace in her life, I do see her having some healing. And, I feel like the reason you're in her life as her son is that I feel in a sense you're an older soul and you've come to bring guidance to her. Yeah, I know she's your mom. She's technically older in the earth plane, but on a soul place, you're actually an older soul. And one of the things that I would like you to do is, first of all, tell her that you're always going to be part of her life. Now, I know you're going to say, well, Bob, of course I'm her son. I'm going to be part of her life. But in her spirit, she's afraid of losing things. She's afraid of losing her home. She's afraid of losing money. And she's afraid of losing you. And that goes back to that childhood trauma. And I want you to, first of all, say, Mom, I love you. I know we've had some struggles and conflicts, and we don't always see eye to eye. But I'm not leaving you. I'm staying with you. I feel this will be a door to opening healing around her. And I really think that, once she gets a stronger grounding in the concept that she doesn't have to view life through fear of abandonment, she can start to have joy. I would encourage you to get her to see a counselor. And it may be a situation where you could go together, because I also feel like for her to do that on her own may be a little overwhelming. So I think if you could go with her and help her to open up and talk about her fears. I feel she's repressed a lot of stuff, and then it starts to surface and it makes her feel overwhelmed. Then she goes through a cycle of anxiety and then into depression. So she has a lot of extremes in the emotional area. But I feel if you can get her in to see somebody, this is going to help her learn to understand her emotional patterns and her cycles. She may need to actually be on an anti-anxiety medicine for a while. I'm not saying always, but at least until she gets, more grounded. And I think that is also something that you should encourage her to do. When we say when you asked her, could this be these struggles be related to past life issues? In this case, I don't see it that way. Sometimes these things can have past like karmic issues, but I feel like she's a younger soul and she entered into a family, at least in her childhood, that was a younger soul family. And so she didn't have older souls to look out for her. And I feel that for you, before you were born in the spirit world, you looked down on her and you thought, somebody's got to get down there and help this lady because she's just getting all on crazy paths and all confused. So that's part of your role. You're here to awaken her that she can be loved and that she can have spiritual peace. I want you to encourage her to pray. I feel like she does pray, but sometimes I feel like she gets frustrated in prayer. And I want you to teach her not to hit heaven as if she's angry, but to simply open up and ask God's love to pour into her. You might want to teach her, the light meditation. I've done that before where we bring the light into us and let it fill our whole body. I think that would be very good for her because that light carries the vibration of love, and she really does need love in her life. And you love her and help her to love God, okay? But I do see healing. I feel like as we get to the end of this year, around December, she's going to start to really make progress. So start now, and in the next 6 months, I think you're going to start to see some improvement. Hope that helps. Sending blessings to you. Good questions. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Lisa A. Hi, Lisa A. Lisa A writes and says, Dear Psychic Bob, please let me know when my house will sell. Hi, Lisa. August. Looks like it's August of this year. I do see it being purchased. I want you to avoid going backwards in the price. I feel like you may be tempted, or a realtor may say, cut the price, cut the price. I think you can stay where you are. I think you'll be fine, and you'll be glad you didn't cut it, but it looks like it's August. It's around mid-August, around the 15th. Okay? Good luck with that. Let me know how it goes. Blessings. All right. Our next letter is Lynn the Alien. Hi, Lynn the Alien. I like that. She writes, Dear amazing Psychic Bob, you are too kind. I don't know if I'm amazing. Maybe a little crazy, but that's sweet. Thank you. I want to be a chiropractor for my dream career. Do the spirits see that? Also, is it a good idea to move to Colorado for my future, or in my future, excuse me? Yeah. Lynn, when I step into your frequency, I do get around you two colors in predominance. I do get emerald green light, and I also get a beautiful kind of a rich, vibrant, clear blue. It's almost like a light blue sapphire. Wonderful colors, because the green light definitely points to healer gifts. You do have a healer theme on your chart. You also have a bit of clairvoyance, a very strong spiritual streak. And I think you have a natural gift of communication. So in terms of should you do chiropractic work, absolutely yes. That would be perfectly in line with your chart, your spiritual energies, and your future. This clear blue, kind of sapphire blue, also means that you have a gift for communication and doing healing through the written word or the spoken word. So I feel like as part of your journey, I'd also want you to be open to writing perhaps journals about chiropractic work, or writing books about holistic methods of healing. I actually see your healing theme taking kind of an even bigger an expanded role in the future. So not only will you do chiropractic work, I also see you doing some other works maybe connected to like herbology, or also even Reiki as well, because you definitely have an energy connection that moves through you. Your power center is the heart chakra. So definitely focus on the heart chakra and draw power from that. And that's how you're going to manifest your outer success in the healing world. Okay. But no, and in regards to moving to Colorado, yes, I do feel that you'll go there. I see you being in Colorado for about 5-year period. And then I think you're going to end up moving further to the west, like to California. So, but in the next few years, I do feel Colorado is part of your journey. Okay, so go for it. You're going to be awesome. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from the Witches of Charmed. Ooh, I like that. Y'all have really great handles here. Witches of Charmed writes, "Hello, Psychic Bob. I was wondering if you can tell me when I will meet my true love, or love in general. Can you tell me what sort of psychic abilities I have?" Hi, Witches of Charm. Well, don't hate me. In terms of true love, it's about 5 years out for you. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go out and meet people, but in sense of like your real partner who you're going to be with long term, it's about 5 years. But don't worry. I see you guys meeting. It's going to be a ways out, but you are going to meet. He's a witch. He practices Wicca. And you meet, and I see the night it's under a full moon. There's a ritual, and everybody's in a circle. And he's next to you, and you're holding hands in the circle. And it's literally like when you touch hands, you look at each other, and you just know. Okay? So it's still a ways out till you really make that connection. But don't worry. Let yourself focus on building your power, learning how to connect to others, and developing your spiritual gifts. Because this person's very spiritual. And I feel like you meet at a real heart, soul level. And it's like when you meet, there's no question. Okay. In terms of your spiritual gifts, I keep seeing around you gifts of clairvoyance. I'd like you to explore scrying, like water scrying or crystal ball scrying. I think water scrying would be an amazing experience for you. And I want you to get like a black scrying bowl and fill it with water, and then open yourself to receiving connections. I feel like the spirit world will literally come to you through that, and you'll get spirit messages and visions. Okay. Yeah, that's where your gifts are. It's very, very much connected to clairvoyance and scrying. I hope that helps. Thanks for writing. Blessings to you. All right. Our next letter is from Tina Ross. Hi, Tina. And she writes, she says, "Hi, Bob. I almost died twice. The first time was on the operating table. The second time I saw 3 people come into my bedroom. Who were they?" Hi. The people that came in around you were some of your spirit guides. One of them was the angel of death. Now, when we talk about the angel of death, don't be scared. The angel of death is actually a beautiful being. He helps people make peaceful transitions. So the old, Hollywood thing that the angel of death is coming to kill you and terrify you, no. Angel of death just simply says, "Come with me." He's just a guide like any other guide, walks you into the light. The other 2 guides, one of them was a relative, I feel, that goes way back like 200, 300 years in your family line. You don't know them in this life, but I feel like they were sent to connect you to many of your relatives. And the other side, had you gone on with them, the first people you'd have met would have been family. And the other guide I pick up was another spirit guide around you, connected to an Egyptian lifetime. You did have a lifetime in Egypt, and I feel like there was a teacher of yours. So these 3 were who they were. It was the angel of death, a relative, and a teacher from your Egyptian lifetime. None of them are scary or evil. They're all enlightened and powerful souls. And when it's your time to actually go, you'll see them again. But you know what? You're meant to be here, so it wasn't your time. But when we come close to death like that, that leaves an impression on our soul. And one of the things I want you to remember is that because you were so close to the other side, you brought back some of that light with you. So always meditate, always pray, look within, and you call your guides to you and you say, thank you for being present at my time of need. And you can call on them. You don't have to be dying, because these are people in the spirit world who care about you and love you. So you just reach out to them, okay? Hope that helps. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Sarah K. Hello, Sarah K. Sarah K says, Dear Psychic Bob, any messages for me? Sarah, I have a message from you. It's from St. Joseph. St. Joseph is working with you now. He's one of your spirit guides, and he's looking over you and also your daughter. He says that he's bringing to you money. I see literal, like he's delivering things that you need, like food, clothing, prosperity, and money. So I see him around both of you. Also want you to watch, he keeps showing me a picture of a house here, and it looks like in 2017 there may be an opportunity for a move and to purchase a new home. It's very beautiful. So St. Joseph's around you. Just keep talking to him, okay? Blessings to you. Thank you. All right, our next letter is from Debonair Feline. Hello, Debonair Feline. They say, Hello, Psychic Bob. I'm looking to become a more spiritual person. I have always had a fascination with contacting my spirit guides and angels. Messages from them aren't always clear. How do I further my communication with them? Thank you, Psychic Bob, thank you, Psychic Bob. Much love and blessings. Blessed be. Hi, Debonair Feline. Really good questions here. Well, first of all, I have to tell you, you do have around you a number of guides. Most people have about 30 to 40 guides. Now, I can't always get every single name, but I am picking up 3 around you here. One of them is the Archangel Satchel. He's one of your spirit people, and he's an angel. He seems to be in your life to raise psychic power and to put you in touch with that mystical side of yourself. So I do get him around you. Also get 2 other guides. One of them is a guide from Atlantis, very powerful ascended master. His name is Rahim. And I feel like he's also working with you to help you connect to past lives and to your whole spiritual journey. When we understand our soul journey, that we're eternal souls, we realize that our natural calling should be to live a spiritual life and to follow good. Because once you understand that you've lived before and you say, wow, I'm back, I must have not learned all the lessons, But Rahim is working with you to help you connect to your inner knowledge of past lives, your psychic power, and your past life connected to Atlantis. Okay. You also ask here how to connect with him. Oh, hold on. There's another guy I forgot about. St. Anthony around you as well. I heard him flash in. St. Anthony is one of your guides too. You had a previous life as a Franciscan monk also. You've done a lot of lifetimes. But you had a devotion to him. You actually used to pray to him when you were a monk. So he guides you also in this life. Now, anyways, to answer your questions, though, how to get clearer messages, how to connect with them, this all comes down to meditation. And I don't say that to sound cliche or simplistic, but communication with the spirit world is really, it's a two-way effort. We have to raise our vibration to connect to the higher frequency. At the same time, they lower their vibration to connect. And we meet somewhere in the middle. But that raising of that vibration is done through meditation. I teach a lot of times to meditate like on light, like visualize light. Simple, it's very simple. Just pure white light filling your whole body. What that does is that opens all the chakras. It stimulates power to move through you, and it raises your light quotient. It raises your vibration. Makes it much clearer. And so when you do that, the secret is not just to do that, but to do it regularly. And I would really encourage you, you've got to make meditation a daily focus. And don't try to do 3 hours. I know a lot of people get into the spiritual and they get so excited and they're just like, oh, I got to do this and and they go at it for a month hardcore and then they drop off. Really, the secret is 5 minutes every day. If you just limit your meditation to 5 minutes, sitting down in a chair away from everybody, close your eyes and bring that light in, and then you call in your guides. You call in Satchel, you call in Rahim, you call in St. Anthony. You're going to start to have a connection. Now, spirit people many times will speak to us in different ways. Sometimes it's a flash, it's an impression, it can be a voice in our ear, it can be sometimes just a knowing. Don't discredit what you receive when you talk to them. In fact, I would keep a notebook by your chair that you meditate in, and as soon as you finish your meditation, write down what you receive, whether you understand it or not, because what this will allow is you need to have what I call continual feedback with your guides. For example, when I first started out as a psychic, I could see spirits. I could see them walk in the room. I could describe them. I'd say, oh, there's a man here. He looks like he's your grandfather. He's about this tall, smokes a pipe. And that was wonderful. But sometimes I would see the spirits talking, but it was like a silent movie. And my teacher who trained me, she said, what are you looking at one day? I said, well, I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to read their lips. They're saying something, but can't get the words. She said, but you don't hear them. I said, no. She said, have you told your spirit people you don't hear them? I said, no. She said, well, what's your experience? Like, is it always like that? I said, yeah. I said, it's like they're behind a glass wall. It's like I see them clearly, but the glass wall is making everything silent, so I never hear sound. She said, well, you need to tell them there's a glass wall up and ask them to remove that. So you know what I did? I said, okay. So the next time I did a reading in class with another student, I had the same experience. Saw it, but couldn't hear a thing. Just mouth talking, nothing coming out. So I remembered, and I said, remove that glass wall. I can't hear you. And when I gave the spirit that was coming through that feedback, it's literally like somebody turned on the volume and I started to hear. Now, sometimes when you do that, your senses will shift and you may I went through a period right after that then where I started hearing and then I couldn't see. And I thought, oh God, I've gone from one extreme to the other. But really, the secret is continue to give feedback. Say, okay, I'm hearing you now, but now I'm not seeing you. It's kind of like adjusting a TV set, literally. It sounds funny to say that, but it really is that simple. It's like, okay, we got to tune up the color volume. We got to tune up the volume, sound volume. We got to fix the static control, and as you have that feedback, they will understand better how to work with you. Because believe it or not, for the spirit people to get over to us, it takes a lot of effort for them as well. So I want to applaud your effort to be in touch with the spirit world. I think it's very admirable. I do see you making contact and success. And I want you to call in your guides. If you've got other guides besides the ones I listed today, definitely keep talking to them. Don't have to say, well, Bob didn't mention you. Go away. No. We want to have as many as we can. So add these 3 that I gave you to your grouping. But, if you don't have names of your others, start with these and talk to them. They'll probably bring more in time, And as many of you know, as a medium, I've had a lot of new people in on my life this last year. I used to work exclusively with Fletcher. And then many years ago, Rose came in. And now, since then, we've been doing our Saturday night seance. We've had a new guide, Alfred, come in. And then we also had Madge visit from, Rose's past last week. So, the spirit world wants to be part of our scene, wants to help us. So talk to them, refine it, but try to do everyday meditation for 5 minutes and at the same time. It'll make all the difference. Okay. Hope that helps. Blessings to you. And then, by the way, this is good advice for any of you who want to make spiritual contact. Okay. It's not just for Debonair Feline. It's really for anybody who wants to do it. So it's good for all of you. All right. Well, guys, listen, that's all the time I've got for letters today. I am so glad to be here. Thank you for being part of Spirit Channel. And I hope if you haven't already that you'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our channel. Be part of us, and we have a lot of fun. Also, for those of you who are interested in astrology, this upcoming Thursday, of course, we'll have Zodiac Thursday, which we do every week. But in the meantime, you can go to my website at robert-hickman.com. I'll put the link below, and get your free daily horoscope. That's right, I do daily horoscopes, no charge. You go over there at the top of the screen on my website, you'll see a button that says horoscopes, a tab. Click on that, it'll put you into the horoscopes page. These are my own creation. I don't get them from any other astrology site, and they're unique to Psychic Bob, so go check it out, okay? Well, guys, listen, thank you for being here. Be here tomorrow on Wednesday. We're going to have Wiccan Wednesday, and we're going to talk about something mystical and Wiccan. I haven't decided yet, but we'll find something to talk about. So if you have an idea or request for Wiccan Wednesday, also put that in the box below in the comments section, and I'll look at that too. Thank you so much. Well, keep it here at Spirit Channel. You know we'll be back tomorrow. And of course, next Tuesday, we will also have another Messages from the Spirit World.